What's up, bro?
Today,
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Kong!
Keep him down!
From the Academy Award-winning director of The Lord of the Rings, King Kong, rated PG-13.
Kong, the eighth wonder of the world. Just like in the movie, now he's yours. King Kong. Enter the jungle of Skull Island, where you swing Kong into action and help him battle the jaw-chomping, tail-whipping, and claw-pinching creatures. But Kong's mighty strength and powerful grip shows them all why he's the king. King Kong and his world is now playing in your world. King Kong. Gripping action figures, Skull Island playset, and additional figures. Each sold separately.
Boy, do we.
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
Wow.
Get your own Pops action figure with karate chopping action right now.
Chop, 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 chop. Get your Stone Cold Loki plush. Press a button in his back and he goes, "Hey, everybody!
Good morning, Valhalla! That's what that says.
Don't be a panicking.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I just love this intro music.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Talk Hard. Hope you're doing well out there. You're having a good Tuesday. Things are going well for you. Here we are, wrapping up our Kaijune. So, King Kong 2005. That's right, the Peter Jackson epic. I can't remember what the theatrical version is. My version is I have a 3-hour cut. So, all sorts of different versions of the Peter Jackson. Quite a lot to digest. Very ambitious film, that's for sure. Be interesting to talk about. And with us, as always, a wonderful panel. Glorious chat. Let's get right to it. SQUEEKA, how are you doing, lady? What's going on?
Doing well. I can't say this ranks in my top 100 films, but it's a film. Thanks for letting me enjoy this.
Hello, everybody.
There'll be 3 versions of this stream because we finally figure out how to get it to work. Sorry, folks. Welcome to Talk Hard. Hope you're having a good week and things are going well for you. We're going to talk King Kong in a moment. But yeah, things are cruising along. So, SQUEEKA, we were talking about your intro. What do the old King Kong, Peter Jackson? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Street Fighter was only marginally better.
Wow, that is a hot take.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was interesting. It certainly was. Get more into that, I'm sure. But yeah, it not my favorite Peter Jackson film. I feel like Meet the Feebles was better.
I've never even heard of that.
All right. I'm curious, IRONCASTER, because you had a couple comments that made me think that our take might be a lot more in alignment than I would have originally thought. So, what was your general thought on rewatching this thing?
So there's things I like about the movie. Insects and animals like picking the people off. I like it was getting to a point where I started feeling the need to go check my phone.
Like how long this movie's going?
Yeah, because like almost 3.5 hours long. It's all right. I get the point. Look, Peter, could you maybe have just spliced this into 3 movies instead?
That's the extended version. So it's like watching the extended version of Lord of the Rings. So unfortunately, you got saddled with the extended version.
Yeah, that's the most. It's like one of the easier versions to see online is the extended version. So, Squeaky, did you see the three? How long was your movie?
3 unbearable hours. I mean, 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours long.
Yeah, it was 3 hours, and the theatrical version is 3 hours, but the extended cut's even longer than that, believe it or not. So,
What did he do? Add in more ship scenes? Like, how much inner workings of a ship? I feel like I could build a ship now. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go, Captain SQUEEKA.
I have to imagine it was just more Skull Island stuff. Just like we didn't have enough like giant insect fights. We had the big chase with the brontosauruses. I feel like was one of those scenes that we had to work in that really didn't need.
I feel like this is a movie, Loki, where he's taking advantage of his Lord of the Rings love, and he kind of took advantage of us a little bit with the length of this movie. And I don't totally hate it, but I do understand the aversion, and I definitely understand Squeaka's take on it for sure. What are you thinking?
Well, if you're coming off of Lord of the Rings and they're like, oh God, just do the movie however long you want to, Peter. He's gonna do the movie however long he wants to. And he's gonna come out with the version he wants to come out with. Is there extended version? Yeah. Such a there's some good parts of this movie, and then there's just some like, dude, what is going on? Why did you do this? I mean, a lot of the stuff on the island is cool, but the rest of it is just painfully lame. So, what are you going to do? It's Peter Jackson, and they gave him the keys. They said, here, go ahead. We trust you. You just did Lord of the Rings. Look how well that did. And he gave them King Kong, a 3 hour and 30-minute. This is the only movie I owned on HD DVD. That is the sister to Blu-ray. This is the only movie I ever owned on that. It's because I got it for free with my Xbox HD 360 drive that you had to hook it up to watch HD movies. That failed. This failed. That's about all there is to know about HD movies was, they launched Kong on that. And then later they did it on Blu-ray because Sony beat the hell out of everybody and they wanted their movie on Blu-ray too. So.
Let's see if the sharing kind of worked. Sharing doesn't quite work. Yeah,
this was the film he went and did immediately after the Lord of the Rings. So at this point, he's got the Academy Award. He basically has a blank check to do whatever he wants.
Yep.
And ultimately, I would say the best thing that came out of it was the fact that they let him go and recreate the lost chasm scene for the original 1933 in the style black and white with the stop motion animatronics, with done in the style of the original film, and so we can kind of splice that into the movie.
T-Rex scene was pretty cool too.
T-Rex seems pretty amazing. So we'll back up. And the 1933 stop motion film is quite a treat and just a classic film that broke all sorts of barriers and milestones. It's just a beautiful piece of cinema, especially because it's from 1933. So I think he was really moved by that movie. I think that he has a great appreciation for that movie. I think the problem is the blank check. Like, I think it's just, I can just keep going, adding more monster scenes, more crazy scenes, characters that we don't even care about and then completely vanish, by the way. There's massive swaths of time. There's almost like multiple movies in here just layered on each other. I don't even know this movie has 3 acts. I feel like it's got like 6 acts. It's like completely crazy how much stuff is in this movie. And like I said, I think it's not god awful. It's just there's so much going on. Yeah, go ahead, Ironcaster.
Come to think of it, like there was that whole sequence with like the cabin boy where we had the whole like character arc for him where he's gonna go and like, he takes up the hat and he's gonna like, I want to live on the steamer and like do this for life. And then like he gets the hat after the first mate passed away, and that's just sort of it for him. He's just written out of the film. That's done.
Yeah. We need to get to that. Before we get to that, just so first off, let me just say that one of the biggest mistakes in the movie. I don't know, Squeaker, do you have much knowledge of old Jack Black here on the left?
Minimal. I know
Yeah,
who
just
he
kind of
is.
plays like heavy guy, goofy comedy, over the top facial expressions comedy, that kind of thing. And here he's expected to kind of like pull like almost emotional ranges and stuff. I just don't. I still know. I'm just curious what you thought because I think it's obviously the first time you've seen this. I think he's going for like I don't know if you know who P.T. Barnum is, but like that old circus
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, he
But
didn't fit it to me.
it
He
didn't
went
work.
to it was like they were trying to make him like this sinister angry guy, and I guess if you know him or if you've seen his other works, he doesn't fit the part. He didn't there was moments where he looked more crazy than he looked serious or sinister like I'm going to do the thing. It just kind of looked like, hey, there's this psycho guy wanting this ape.
Well, on the other hand, though, I actually kind of did like that in a way. It's not that he was crazy; it was just that he's a guy who's both desperate enough to try to make this last vestige of success work for himself before he's completely ruined. But at the same time, he's also the schemer who's like gonna write all the all the all the rubber checks that are gonna bounce all across town just to be able to get to just the next step.
But I feel like
Like,
his face didn't fit. Like he didn't have the right facial expressions for someone that was so seriously dedicated to go through any means. That even like when he would see things and try to look serious, like, oh my gosh, I just saw a giant ape. It still looked like I mean, to me, it looked like a kid looking up at a mobile from their crib. I'm like, dude, get some seriousness. Like,
he he did. I will. I'll meet you halfway. So like he seemed a bit too young for doing that type of role here. I can see what you're saying, but I'm looking at it more from who the character is and less the actor himself.
oh yeah, the character himself is fine. I just was like, I feel like I wish they'd gotten someone, I don't know, steelier and not so squishier
The
as
Yeah,
part.
he
I
was
don't
trying to
see.
do that. He was trying to do that like, I'm a movie maker. See, we're gonna make a film. Yeah, I don't want to have you in it, darling. All right, over here, sweet cheeks. We're gonna film this role, but it's not him. It's like he's half-ass trying to do it. You've got that half-ass, and then you got the rest of his ass, which is just Jack Black, that is
and,
trying to do this scene, and it just doesn't work because of that other half an ass Jack Black.
and the worst part of it
Yeah.
all is that the fact that his character just he doesn't get any comeuppance for everything he's done. Like we've completely forgot about the fact that there's a warrant for his arrest that's just completely dropped and we never talk about that. All this stuff, all the success that he's managed to achieve and how it all came crashing down, but he gets the last line. We're not seeing him like taken in handcuffs. Like you're left to believe that his character is just gonna be able to hop away and off to his next scam.
Well, and did he pay for the wife and kids of all of the people who died? Like he said that what
No,
two, three
no,
times
no,
in the movie. I'm like,
no.
dude.
That's the thing. Also, like that's part of that. That's what I was saying with the characters. Like he's gonna tell this. He's gonna tell whatever lie he has to get the people to keep making his movie. And then the only comeuppance he gets is his camera's lost. But even then, like, well, he still has the ape, so he could still like turn this around and give a big success. So
Hmm.
it's the frustrating part of his character is that I wanted to see him like get socked in the face at some point.
Well, I think that's kind of the point, but he only half-assed it. To go back to the
I just
half an ass thing again, I mean, throwing Jack Black, he's just wrong. He's just wrong for that role.
yeah. I can't help but see goofy Jack Black expressions, not the twirling mustache guy. I mean, I know what they're trying to go for, but there's moments where he's supposed to be in awe of what he's seeing, but then it doesn't really translate. It's just like a goofy kid looking at something. I don't know. It's
Mm-hmm.
very inconsistent and it derails the entire movie. And yeah, I just didn't like it. Anyway, so we've had to skip around because of the stream busting on us a little bit here, folks. Let's get to chat a little bit. I missed it myself, but Ironcaster was shirtless, but they're calling for deleting the stream. I say we monetize that. I think we
did delete
monetize
the
that,
old
pay the
one.
bills.
We
And
deleted the old
then
one.
SQUEEKA says it was her. So now we're really going to pay the rent. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So shenanigans are afoot.
I have no
Snorty was
memory of
here.
this.
Snorty, it's great to wrap up Kaiju with you, my friend.
It's all the chloroform Ironcaster.
He was a scared animal in the depiction instead of just a rampaging monster. I get it to a certain extent. Like I love the portrayal of Kong in that way, like the gorilla aspects of it to a certain extent. I gotta be honest though, I don't really care for like his bond to the girl, like her being the juggler and whatever, and he's like the goofy laughing ape thing. Whereas it is kind of creepy in King Kong 76. Like he just kind of looks at her like, ooh, I could just, because it's like a dude in a suit, right? It's like Rick Baker in a suit. So it is a little creepy and weird, but it makes more sense. Like it's just attracted to her as an animal.
Well, look at it like this. They had that wall and they've got that delivery device. They have done this before, obviously. That's why the T-Rexes go nuts when they see her and they're like, oh, human, good snack. We want that one. And they keep going after her no matter what the shit they got to go through to get her, whether they're like bouncing off a wall or doing a swan dive off a cliff. They're trying to get her. Why? Because they want that. They want that human meat. Well, he wants her as a companion. He's lonely. He's obviously broken his other toys before. Whoever they've thrown out there to be like, Kong, be happy with this one. Because they're just trying to appease what they view as their god, King Kong. They want him to be happy. So they try and give him a toy to play with. And that's all she's supposed to be, is a toy to play with. That's why when he's messing with her and he's knocking her over and he's like, ooh, haha, that was funny. She's like, no more. And he gets all pissy. But he doesn't push and he doesn't squash her because she stood up to him. I do like that little bit of interaction because it shows he's not just some crazy monster, and you don't want him to be just some crazy monster.
Or the
You
ice
want him to
skating
have-
scene.
Yeah.
Kong has been adapted better in ways than many other monsters. Like you can really feel like, I mean, even like Kong Skull Island, you feel like the Kong makes more sense. This is why 1976 King Kong is probably even just as bad, if not worse than this one, because it doesn't make sense. Like the raging monster stuff's not done well. I do like you said, Loki, and this is why I agree with Nas. Like it's the goofy gorilla sliding around on the ice, and it's kind of like, oh, he's having fun. Like it gets like just an animal. Like I get it, so makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, SQUEEKA's like that part too. So
yeah, I rode the ride for Kong at Universal Studios before I ever saw the movie. So it was a little jilted for me because I was like, where's the Explorers? I guess that's a different movie that the ride is based off of, going in like
that's the 80s movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The 80s movie.
No, it's not. No, it's supposed to be this one. The fact that what they do with the Explorers is just there has to be a gimmick to take you through the movie. So it's based on the 2005 movie, but
I thought that was the 90s one, or the 80s one.
No, there was dinosaurs in the ride. I remember the dinosaur, and he supposedly saves you from the dinosaurs.
So you're thinking, Loki, of the original Kong ride at Universal Studios back in the day. There was a 1976 one, but your car wasn't an Explorer. You were in like the subway part, and you were like it grabs the hold of the whole thing. That's been completely removed. That's not even there anymore.
The subway that you're on the track.
Yeah. That was the original one based on the 1976 movie. I like that one a lot. And you could pose with the Kong with the head and the hand and stuff at the end of the ride. The new one is based on this, and they put you in like an Explorer, and they're driving you through the sequences, and they're like on these screens on both sides, and it throws you around. It's I don't know, Squeak. I like the ride. What did you think, Squeak? I like the ride.
Yeah, the ride was cool. I liked it, for the ride itself. But I was like, okay, this is. I hadn't seen the movie, so it's like, why are there dinosaurs? I mean, this is kind of kitschy, Oh, look, he's saving me from dinosaurs. Of course, they're going to throw dinosaurs in here, because I didn't remember that in the original King Kong movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched this, and I'm like, oh, there are dinosaurs. Oh heavens, why are there dinosaurs? Why do we need big bugs? Now there's dinosaurs. Now there's big bugs. Now there's but the weird water
he is.
sucking face things, like what? It's like he took every monster he possibly could and threw them in this movie, and it was like, stop.
Well,
And then yeah,
a
I
number of
just
those Squeeka were just taking certain sequences from the original film and then just expanding it further, like them on the logs. Like that was a sequence that was in the original where I think there was a Loch Ness type monster that had.
Giant snake.
Mhm.
but it's a giant snake. It's not some fantastical I got 8 million teeth, let me slurp off your appendages kind of monster. I mean,
I
it
guess
was
they
Yeah,
decided
so
to take as a chance to find other creepy crawlies to go in, like the leeches with those little mouths.
yeah, that's I think where you just couldn't stop. Like no one said, listen, there's like the spiders and the leeches and the it just keeps going, all the human stuff. But they do it in Kong Island, Skull Island as well. It's like we have so many other things. It's distracting from the Kong journey and trying to rescue the girl. And this is why these movies, I think, are not going to hold a candle to the original and kind of like the concept.
I would have been pissed if like my character got killed by the grasshoppers. I'm like, cricket,
Grasshoppers,
really?
man, were pretty intense, weren't they? Though, I was like, "What's going on with this giant grasshopper? It's like a backpack, but it's like chomping on you, won't get off." I was like, I forgot that whole sequence. Yeah. Attack of the Hopper, man. Hail to Claude. Great to see you again, Claude. Hope you're doing all right. Same thing with Soul Assassin out there. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. Penny.
well, I
Dropping
didn't
in.
like
Oh,
the
hail,
fact that
hail.
all sorry.
I was just saying, hail to the grandson. Go ahead.
I didn't like the fact nobody got dirty. I understand it was probably for theatrical effect. She's the heroine of the story. You know what I mean? Like, she's like supposed to be this thing. But like, I lost so much in this movie because my brain kept going, like when he was running with her, dude, she should have had shaken baby syndrome so hard. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, put the baby down. You know, and then she's like walking on glass or rolling through the mud, barefoot. She's lived in a city, nothing wrong with her feet, nothing wrong with her dress. And I'm like, girl, how did she get wet and then her hair is dry 2 seconds later? I just there was so much of that I don't know. I know it was for effect, but heavens,
Yeah,
Well,
but they
y'all,
wanted it
give
both
her
ways. They
some
wanted to
dirty.
have They wanted Kong moments where he's playing with her like a toy, like Loki said, whatever, but they didn't want to actually do it. So, like in the '76 movie, when they have Faye Dunaway, he puts her in the waterfall, he's bathing her, he's playing with her, whatever. And they didn't, they didn't want to do that with Naomi Watts. Naomi Watts. They wanted to, keep her all clean, and they want to keep her pretty and in a little dress and whatever. And it's like it was kind of distracting. And I would definitely agree with like not PT, not Shaken's baby. Like there has to be some sort of like I don't know broken bone, like she's gonna have like whiplash or something. The way he slings her around and jerks her around and stuff like that would have just, I don't know. She would have been broken 15 times over. Loki, like it's completely nuts.
And the CGI does not hold up well
Did not hold up
in
well.
some places. Like when he's moving her, it's like, yeah, that looks like Legolas getting on the horse and Two Towers. No, that looks like this, and you're like, yeah, well, you see through all the little things that they did to try and put this together. So it has not aged well. It will only age worse as time goes on, like all things do. So
Yeah, there's some moments and things like
movies and stuff. Anyway, some movies can carry it, but this can't. No offense to the old people out there that think I'm talking about them. God help me.
That's me. I'm one of the old people.
Don't let her fool you.
I guess I mean I can't let it slide. I mean Peter Jackson or not. I mean reality is you literally have 2 or 3 characters like Jamie Bell's character and the captain, and they exist. We have a little story that's kind of around them, and then for the last 45 minutes, they don't even appear. Like they just, oh well, they serve their purpose. I guess we're just all supposed to ignore the fact that you wasted our time basically with them. And I know that's what Ironcaster was talking about earlier with the hat. It's like he gets the hat, and that's the end of his story. And you're like, what? They
Well,
wouldn't go to the New York premiere. It makes no sense.
and they do this like deep discussion about like life and things like that, and then it's like, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Check out. I disappointed with that, and the Jack Black thing didn't age well, and it proves Adrien Brody was never going to be an action star.
Put him
It
this, you
was
can put him in Predator, you can put him in whatever you want to. He is not an action star.
Yeah, they put him in a couple of things after this. It didn't get any better. Yeah, it was just this movie was really badly cast. I don't want to be totally a jerk to him, and I'm sure that he can
I can
pull
do
off
that.
certain things. But Peter Jackson just really dropped the ball on this one, I think. So
I can do that for you if you need someone to do that for you.
what's
Even
that?
in Predator, when he had like this AUG 12 fully automatic shotgun, his nose went ahead of the shotgun. It just threw you out of the entire experience. You're like, I'm surprised the Predators weren't like, no mess with me, human. Why they like that with you, the schnoz?
Yeah, he may be one of the more famous dudes with a nose that big. But he doesn't seem to care. It's like seems to work for him, I guess. But
Unless he's in an action movie, then he's pretty much like Alf. He's a Melmacian. He's got the
it,
big schnoz.
it's insane. And I just think he just doesn't pull it off. It's like library. I mean, he's supposed to be a writer in this, which is, I guess, fine. I don't remember what is 33 Kong. What is Jack? What is Jack in the original film? I'm sorry, I'm looking.
He looks forever lost, the poor guy. Like, I'm like, oh, I'd pick the ape over him too.
Yeah, because in the 76, right? He's just like a stoner dude. The ship's first mate in the original film makes more sense because he's like, he's like a tough guy. He can hunt and whatever. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this was so. Just a general assessment, folks. Love to hear from you in chat, especially if you like this movie a lot more than we do. It seems like it's riddled with like very fundamental problems. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to keep going, I guess. Salt hasn't asked about those grasshoppers. I don't know. That was like another. We're just gonna have giant creature things on it, but it's like we just waste so much time with the humans going across these different, Skull Island zoo exhibits that are just running wild. Jurassic Park's gates are down there attacking everybody looking for this chick. It's just kind of, yeah.
Well, and then when you do the scene in New York, like everybody's all crazy. It shows all of the people there for the premiere, and then all of the people when he breaks out. Everything's going crazy, and then all of a sudden, the cars are perfectly lined up on the side of the road, and
Yeah.
there she is. And there's all of a sudden no one in Central Park. Like, I'm like that. There were so many parts where I understand that he was trying to tell a story or make a point, but it pulled you out of the movie. It seemed so disjointed and so irregular that I was like, dude, why is there no one checking their mail right now?
So
This is New
convenient.
York.
Well, there's havoc in the streets everywhere, and then suddenly everything parts so she can have this beautiful scene where she can walk with the backlit, and it's just. I was with SQUEEKA. I was like, wait, I don't remember it being like this. This is really contrived. Like, huh? Okay.
And she's
And I
climbing
wanted to just,
mountains, and I mean the skyscraper and stuff, and all in these heels. And girl, good on you. I wish I could be that cool where I'm never dirty and never break a heel, man.
Or nail.
Or a nail, or my hair's perfect. Like, never get dirty. I'd love for my face to never get dirty.
Well, forget all that. Never get cold. Right around New York City in the middle of winter.
Mhm.
In just a dress.
Well,
Well, and what
you
is
have
that
to
dress made out of? Because he throws her in that window on top of all that glass. Not a scratch on her anywhere. Like, that is the best armor class rating I've ever seen.
the IRONCASTER, they were trying to promote climate change. Like, oh, well, it was never that cold in New York before. Now it's super cold because of climate change. Now it's super hot because of climate change. Yeah.
Makes sense.
see, I just thought that he was just trying to have these like film school cinematic moments to live out his childhood memories of loving the movie, and it just totally messes up the pace and everything about it just didn't feel right. Just out of
Those hold on, that picture you just had up, the lights tell me that did not look fake. I mean, there you go. That
Yeah.
looks fake. That does not look real.
There
It,
were a
it,
there
it
were a
might have
number of
looked.
there were a
What?
number of shots of the movie where the CGI just has not
Yeah,
aged well.
Yeah. Loki was talking about how they couldn't agree more. There's a
it looks like
lot of shots that
Sky
did not age well.
Captain. That Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. I mean, it looks like they just filmed the whole damn thing on green
I thought
screen.
this looked terrible. I thought this looked awful. I was like, wow, this really did not age well at all. This looks terrible. So, and I think it's because he tried to mix in the practical stuff as like the seats were, being tossed around and stuff. So it's just disconnected. It was ambitious maybe in 2005, but riddled with problems. So, Soul Assassin, you say you liked a lot of the monsters. I do too, but I don't care about a lot of these humans and stuff. So, we're going to chew them. Actually, I got confused at one point because I haven't watched this version in so long. I thought it was Andy Serkis's character that got eaten by one of the characters. Turns out he was still walking around. I'm like, okay, I don't even know who that dude was. What's going on? Soul Assassin, yeah. Would you all chuck that cook? Yeah, I don't know. That cook was turning up some crazy stuff. Lots of stories too. So. First, this movie is definitely a copy or an homage. Ugh, it's a very bad copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yep.
It largely seems like the whole idea was, let's take the script, let's take the scenes, and we'll just expand that out. We'll just take what was already done, and we're going to make it bigger. We're going to double the length of the film.
I guess Adrien Brody. There you go. Look, check your sights, Loki. The nose points is the way the bullets go that way. So there you go.
It's like they played.
Kong became inspiration for one of the classic video games, Donkey Kong. Abduct a pretty girl. Sure. Yeah.
Remember the game Telephone where you tell somebody something and they have to pass it along? It's like somebody gave somebody the script for King Kong and they passed it along to people, and at the end all you got is big ape, scary island, big city, pretty girl. Like that's all they got.
And they've got
dinosaurs.
Crates.
Dinosaurs.
They've got tons and tons of crates full of chloroform.
Sounds like something from Diddy Allen.
Wow.
Sorry.
Sounds like something from my kitchen. I mean, wait.
But
look how bad this looks.
It couldn't possibly be from Diddy Island. There's no baby oil.
Baby oil. Baby oil.
All right. King Kong, look how bad that looks.
Oh, the scenes where they're like outside the bat cave and he first comes and he rescues her, like it's horrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's so unfortunate because there are some like heartfelt moments here where I do genuinely like feel the emotion, but the problem is it's like we just kind of smeared Vaseline on the lens, so you can't really enjoy it. It gets a little hard to watch at times.
I was exhausted. I watched it in a couple settings and was pretty tired. I have to be honest. I think the creature sequences are fine, but I don't care enough about a lot of these characters, and it wasn't involving Kong. There were so many stuff happening with all these other crazy characters, and the cast is so miscast. Adrien Brody, Jack Black. I mean, the captain's fine. Andy Serkis is a cook. That's fine.
I love the captain.
Like you said, what's that?
I love the captain. I liked his character.
Yeah. But he's not even in the final 45 minutes or so. They didn't invite him to the premiere. Talk about the dude that was, and instead they try to play up the actor, like he's supposed to be like, poor Kyle Chandler's character is out there like, yeah, I was the one helping to catch Kong. And it's like, oh, dude, come on. So, yeah.
Well, even oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Squeak.
No, go.
It's one of the things they fixed with Skull Island was they made it very clear everyone can die in this movie. The second that tree gets thrown to that helicopter, that they're letting you know anybody can die in this movie. Doesn't matter who they are. Good luck figuring out who's gonna live. Main characters, Tom Hiddleston. And there's none of this just junk of like, oh, well, we can't kill off this person. We got to bring this person back. And, oh, we need this actor to blah, blah, blah. No, it's just like, oh, shit, we had no idea there was a giant gorilla on this island. The military's there. What are we going to do? And they've got to figure out what they're going to do. And most everybody dies in that movie, too. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of. So again, I watched Kong Skull Island. I didn't quite finish it, but I've seen it so many times. I don't think Squeaky, you know what we're talking about. But this is the newest version, kicked off Kong in this new monster verse with Godzilla and stuff. And the problem is it's Kong in name because it's supposed to like be in between. It's just not relevant to like the original Kong mythology. So it's not about a beautiful girl that's being sacrificed to the god and he falls in love with her and then they kind of catch the Kong and take him to New York. That's the classic story. No, it's just an adventure film on an island tying nuclear bombs of World War II and stuff to Godzilla. And I don't know. My wife likes it because Tom Hiddleston is, cool in it. Like he's the cool guy in it. But Brie Larson's in it. And I'm cheering for that ape to just bite her in half.
But you don't even most 99% of people don't even remember she's in that movie because she's like background in that movie.
Okay, I'm horrible with names and faces. I know who Tom Hiddleston is. Who's that?
Loki from the
Oh.
MCU.
Okay, I know who that is now. But that leads to what I was going to say before the whole everybody dies. Some of the action scenes lose their luster because you're like, I know they're not going to die. Like with the T-Rex and the vines and the stuff, like Beard was talking about this when we watched it. It's like it takes away from the film because it's like, neither one of them are going to die, even though she's getting flung around. And like, how does he not crush her with the hand that one hand while he punches the other? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm ambidextrous and my hands still do the same thing the other hand does sometimes. Like,
there's those scenes there is also where he's walking, he's using that hand to walk with, and he has her in it.
Yeah, but she's not going to, I don't know. I feel like there could have been, I don't know, something was missing because it's like, oh well, it doesn't matter if she's hanging from this guy's tooth, he's gonna save her anyways. Like it just seemed unnecessary. Like,
well, your point is very well taken,
and
us nerds debated many a times.
They never make a big deal in this movie with the fact that he's had more chicks. He's had more little women dolls, basically, he's run around with. They never really get into that, but she's not the first. That's the thing you got to remember is she's not the first. He breaks his toys, and they're like toys. It's like, oh, look, I'm going to play with my dolls, Mom.
Maybe the T-Rex has got them.
Well, no, they have the shot of the necklaces and some of the stuff, but it just all goes by so fast that at least they have that. The other movies don't. But I was just going to say, the nerds will debate how Superman can catch Lois Lane. Like he knows the perfect speed to catch her, so he doesn't hurt her when he catches her falling and stuff. Kong's slinging her around and running with her and stuff like that. And one of the other movies, he throws her on his back, and that happens eventually, but that's not the norm. And I can just tell you, as someone that has been headbutt by our cow, you're going to get hurt. It would hurt. And I can't even imagine what you were saying, Ironcaster, where you're in his paw that is he's trying to walk with. I don't even know how the mechanics of that would work.
And the thing is, I'm willing to accept that for the sake of progressing the film. The parts where it was losing me, where it got to be too much for me, was where we have the giant rolling fall with all the brontosauruses and the velociraptors.
Oh my gosh!
It was just getting way too cartoony in those bits for me. I'm like, oh, this just screams me what an action sequence that would look cool for the camera, and it got too silly for me.
Well, and speaking of holding on,
how many times was it where the writer Jack is almost gets bitten by something, but he kind of bumbles through and he never even notices the giant sea serpent that's centimeters away from biting his head off. or the raptor that's like between the brontosaurus legs, where it tries to chomp at him, and he just lucks out of it.
Or with the knuckle sandwiches and the kicks, like how do you knuckle sandwich a little velociraptor? Like,
You don't. It eats your arm off.
you
It
just
asks for
have
seconds.
faith. Roll higher.
Nummy human just ate his arm. I'm gonna eat the rest of them now. You guys want a bite? Come on over and have a bite. You don't punch one. I swung my fist and punched. Now he's gonna catch it in his mouth and he's gonna chop it off. That's it. That's the end of your hand.
Loki speaks from experience. He's tried to fight velociraptors. He has that look about him.
Oh yeah. Saw gators down in the swamp.
Oh my gosh, that may remind me. I was dying when he was fighting the Tyrannosaurus. I'm like, look, it's Florida Man with a gator. I mean, I probably laughed more at this movie than I should have.
I'm not going to forget the fact that we got the line "boobies" in it.
Yes.
Boobies.
Where's the boobies?
Boobies.
Jigglers.
Boobies.
Great movie, guys. Great movie. Best movie ever.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. It's so great. It's so good. It's so grand.
Of all the movies I've
IRONCASTER's
seen,
idea.
This is one of them.
This is why they were like, we don't know if we want you to do The Hobbit. And then Galicio del Toro was like, I'm not going to do it. And they were like, please do The Hobbit. Okay, I'll come back and make 3 Hobbit movies. Shit.
Wait, Jackson did the Hobbit movies or Del Toro?
Yes. No, Del Toro was supposed to, and he was supposed to do 2 movies. They would split The Hobbit in half. And then Peter Jackson came back and was like, I'm going to make it like a 14-hour epic. And they cut it into 3 movies instead of 2 movies. So,
I mean, like I said, there are shots where it's like, well, that's really pretty. I like some of the older stuff, like the intro into the 1930s. You know what I mean? Like in the Depression era, where they lead into that, and them working on the steel frame. Like I feel like there was a lot of unnecessary shots, but that was some of the prettiest shots. Like you didn't have to have so much setting on the ship. I'm not kidding. I feel like I could build a ship at this point, but they were still pretty. They were still nice. Oh, bye, IRONCASTER.
okay.
I bored him.
Yep. Oh, sorry, I had to take care of something there.
Oh, I think we lost Pops.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He got whisked away by a giant monkey.
The Velociraptor got him. It was those crickets.
T-Rex got his hand.
Blame it on the giant grasshoppers.
I blame the leech.
But they use that. They use that T-Rex shit to sell this like it was Jurassic Park. It was like every other commercial you had the T-Rex in it, or you had 2 of them or whatever. They were pushing that T-Rex fight to get you into the theater to see it. The most epic showdown of all time. King Kong versus multiple T-Rexes. And you're like, how much is just too much?
Before Jurassic Park, yes?
No, this is after.
Oh, so
Jurassic
maybe they
Park
saw
did it first.
Jurassic Park was like really awesome, so now they had to have their own dinosaur island with a big ape.
Well, there was, as far as I know, there was a T-Rex on King Kong's island in the original, and there was a giant snake. So, I mean, you could kind of like go, well, we're going to have a bunch of dinosaurs, but all the bugs and all the weird shit and all that, it's just like, guys, you did too much. You want to do little dinosaurs and stuff, by all means, but y'all did too much. If you want to do like an island at a time, that's great. But having like, 8-foot long centipedes that eat, human bodies and all that shit, it's just like, ugh.
Or what about the bit with the Triceratops stopping around, and we have to have an action sequence of guys just rolling around and trying to avoid getting hit by it, and then like the ones that do get knocked aside just kind of get up and they're back with the group.
What?
Yeah. It would have been better if like they had seen it and it was doing something and somebody got in its way and it was like, fuck you, buddy, or F you, buddy. Sorry, Pops, if you're listening. and it just, triceratops his ass over the others or something, or gores him. That would be, okay, great. We got the triceratops scene in there, but having all the bugs and all the stupid shit.
Well, where did the villagers go at the end when they're trying to capture him and he's like chasing? Like you see them all; they're all about these people, and they swarm them. Like, where did they go at the end? Like, why were they nowhere to be found? Did they like murder them all? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, they were
Not
able to
important.
they were able to go and set up a big elaborate like net trap and set all this stuff up, and they were
Yeah.
just nowhere to be found.
And where did the Hershey bar go?
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Sounds like someone's stomach at night.
Excuse me.
I'm up there hungry. I'm hungry.
I think
hungry.
due to recent events, I should say I happen to love King Kong, guys. I think we've been too harsh on this.
I think Pops is back.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. I was having
He's angry. I dropped an F-bomb by mistake.
It's been rough. Yeah.
He's sitting in the triceratops.
You don't know. We might have some crazy jungle disease. I hated that Tracer. There were so many scenes with the humans that don't matter. I literally, so many scenes. They were just like, oh my god, this movie is so long.
If it makes you feel better, we'll cut their scenes, and then the profits from this movie can
go
with their wives and family.
No, because that's even worse. Because no, don't cut them. I tell you what, that little girl that's like watching, that's like as Kong goes after, Beauty, it's like, damn, that little girl's like possessed. It's like that. This is their whole year. They're like, we've got a blonde for Kong. They nailed the look. They looked good. They just, at the end of the day, they didn't matter. Nothing that happened mattered with them. So, it's a crime that they did that. But they looked great. They at least looked great. That little girl with all the dirt and shit all over her face, that was like standing there watching, just wide-eyed, like, yeah, get her, Kong. When he came for Beauty, that was badass. They just had nothing to follow up after that. They could have had the girl on the boat that, you dumb white people don't know what the hell you're doing. Take him back.
Yeah, why didn't they raid the boat? The boat was there. Why didn't they go after the people on the boat, raid the stuff, steal it, go back to their village? Like, they would have had like their own like corner market of chloroform.
Well, the plot points are never even addressed. Like, it's such a big deal that they run aground with the boat, and they sort of like haphazardly throw some lines out there about how it's going to be fixed, but they don't really ever show us any of that. And
also,
then
you stop to think
we're
about, like,
supposed to believe this one little canister knocks out Kong. It was so retarded. I just couldn't believe it.
Also, given the size of the boat, I don't think they'd even be able to like carry Kong back on that.
Not if they were taking weight off of it to have it just float to begin with because of the water it took on.
Oh yeah, good point. Then how'd they even get it loaded up?
Did they just like put him on some floaties and drag him back, like towboat him back?
They put him in the cargo hold.
In the other movie.
Like, is that what happened?
Well, in the other movie, they at least addressed it, right?
Raft?
Yeah,
they do. Yeah. They in the, I know in the 70s, 80s movie, they put him in a damn empty oil tanker.
Mm-hmm.
So they just throw his ass in an empty oil tanker and throw him some bananas every couple of days.
Yeah.
Bananas.
There's just so much logistics to this plan that really should make sense. Like, with how big it is, how many cows do you think he eats a day?
Well, none. He eats blondes. Hello. Where have you been, Ironcaster?
I mean, you have to have like a big feed animal like daily to be able to keep that body built.
He ate that T-Rex's tongue.
He spit it out.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he like bit it off and spit it out.
That was a really good shot, though. You see, yeah, Yeah, he bites it off and spits it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was lost in the whole
I
movie.
like the
I wanted it
T-Rex
to be
fight, and I
dirty.
like some of the fights. Didn't care about all the other stuff.
Mm. That's what I liked about like Terminator and Alien, like the old school movie. They're not afraid for them to get grungy, and like Ripley in Alien is like messed up and her hair's yucky and like she's not perfect. I didn't like how perfect this person was. And like I said, I'm sure it was for cinematography reasons or something or whatever, but it took away from the movie. At least get a little bit of dirt on her dress or something.
Well, as I said, I feel like they want a whole bunch of elements from the original movie and the Kong mythos, but they don't want you to think about it in detail. So we have this massive time jump with Kong, but they don't really explain what they've been doing with him this whole time. Like they don't. It moves way faster in the other movies. It moves way faster in the other iterations, and here it's like, here he is, and he just breaks out like in 2 seconds, and you're like, okay, hold on. These are incompetent people that couldn't keep him under control. So I don't know. Disappointed. I had fonder memories of this, even though I know that I never loved it or anything. I always thought of it more like a mid-lid movie, like 3 out of 5, maybe. I always felt like it was maybe 3.5 or something. Oh, can't go there now. And the hardest part, I don't know, Loki. There were so many characters that were supposed to like be watching on this journey, and then they just vanish in the third act.
Yeah.
So I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't hold it against this movie too. Like, it makes no sense. There's like, there are characters just gone. The captain's gone. Jamie Bell's character's gone. I'm like,
The
just
villagers.
done. Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, the villagers are all there, and then Kong attacks, and there's not a villager getting stepped on. No one throws a spear. No one leaves a baby. Nothing.
Like I said, Jack Black's character ultimately has no ramifications for anything he did. Like all the people that died on this venture, that was all his. That was all his harebrained scheme. He doesn't get punished for any of that. The fact that he has he's wanted now. We just completely sweep that under the rug. Don't worry about that. The fact that the creature got loose in the city, and that he's gonna have to be probably going to prison for life over this. None of this is brought at all. You like,
But see, that was in the original film too, right? So Dunham says the line about the beast, beauty kills the beast, but it feels even more off-putting in this movie because there's such a massive setup that he's scamming people and writing people fake checks and stuff like that. So it feels even worse in this version.
exactly. And it's the fact that they put so much more emphasis on him being this kind of this scummy character. It just makes the fact that he gets away scot free essentially all the worse. I mean, yeah, we end with like at the body of Kong, but ultimately you you need to give us that payoff to show that, like, well, no, he's not getting away from this without any sort of punishment.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate too, because there are moments I do like, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little choked up, those last moments as you're kind of watching like the life fading from Kong's eyes at the end. I'm like, oh, like,
You cried.
I did. I did.
I actually think this one has kind of the weaker of the three of him falling off the building and stuff. I think the original and the 76 do all of that better. And he gets bloodied up more in the 76 one. In this one, they have the blood in the fur, but you can't see it as well because the way the CGI is done. I think the 76 one is better at that. I don't know that it's more heartfelt per se, but I feel like the death of Kong is better in the original two than this one. That's for sure. So, how would you score it though, Ironcaster? How do you feel about this one?
and that's the tricky thing, because there's a lot of things to consider with this. I There are some moments I do like. I like some of the boat stuff. I liked a lot of the buildup we had going on with the first act. Uh, but the problem is this movie is ultimately so long, it becomes a detriment against it to where there's some stuff I did enjoy in this, but I don't want to sit through 3 hours of this film, in the near future again. I'm gonna have to say it's a 2 out of 5. Like, it has good moments. I enjoy it. I enjoy it for those, but I feel like there's more flaws to it than praise. And the list of things that I can't praise is pretty short to begin with. So I'm going to be generous, and I'll say a 2.
Yeah, there's so many sequences and stuff in the beginning with the boat and stuff like just it just drags on way too long, and then the middle is just disconjointed. It's just I don't know. There's a whole lot of extra stuff in this movie that it's really hard to justify such a long cut. On the positive side, some machine gun love here from Snorty. I don't know, sound effects. It was sort of a great way to get all these people's cameos in there. So like Peter Jackson, the director, has a cameo. Rick Baker has a cameo. All these people have cameos as the people in those planes. But I think I really agree, Squeeka. There are so many moments where it's like they're not believable in these little like World War One era type planes and stuff. Like I don't know. So, Loki, what are you thinking? How do you score a movie like this, man? It really, as we said, didn't really age particularly well.
2 thumbs, way down, 2 fart noises. I think Peter's great, but this movie sucks. It's one of the worst Kong movies. It's bad when you're like, dude, the goofy ass, mechanical head of the 80s one was better than this. I get what they're doing. I get why they were trying to do it. I get what his vision was. I just don't agree with it. And when you're looking at like, the 1930s alley with all the lights in it, it looks like ass. It looks completely fake. And that takes you, another thing that just takes you out. The bugs, okay, I want to see a giant, leech looking bug come out of the ground and stick its weird head out with all its teeth and be like, I'm going to nobble on some humans. There's just no point in it, and it's not scary. You're not like, oh, it's not scary. It's not horrifying. It's just like, great. A whole some giant leeches are about to eat the dudes that are stuck in the mud. That's great. That's great. Just do some of that. And I don't know. After the epicness that was Lord of the Rings, he just came out with a giant stinker, and it was big because it was Kong, and there was a lot of people watching because this was on everything. Come to Burger King and get your King Kong cup. Come to McDonald's and get your King Kong Happy Meal. Go out and get the toys. It all flopped. Everything they tried to do, everything they did, it all flopped. All you can do is go, yeah, there was like a $4.99 deal at Burger King for them, Big Kong burgers or whatever they were. This was, hey, we're already kind of killing the summer blockbuster. Here's another thing for you in December that's just gonna be absolute. So.
It did come across as it was just chasing that trend of it back then of trying to do the extended, longer movies, especially because, as we've kind of mentioned, this film has an extended cut, so it was full on following that trend too, with like the home theater release, which is going to be like an extra 15 minutes of bug fighting.
And they were proud. They were proud of those HD movies and Blu-rays at the time. This was like $30-$40, I think. They were very proud of these new movies that were coming out on the higher fidelity. So you had to pay a premium for all that. And they just gave you one for free when you got your 360 disc drive. It was like, why are they giving me Kong, the extended edition HD red box version for free? Because the movie sucked. That's why. And everybody who got one got one.
So Loki, did you bust out the Xbox 360 to watch this?
No, I did not. That Xbox 360 is sitting up there, and it sits up there and somewhere in a closet full of games and bullshit. There is a HD box set for Kong and the hookup to put it on that and watch it.
This is one of those movies that they think it's a bigger success. I mean, it made $500 million, and they tout the DVD sales on this. They tout the amount of money they made on physical. They tout all the toys and all that, but it's just like, sure, it has cool sound and editing, special effects, motion capture, and all that. But at the same time, yeah, I don't, man. I tell you what, way overblown. Legacy is, yeah, this is kind of a great conversation to have about how bad Hollywood's gotten. Like, it just can't handle any sort of its own success. It just gets out of hand. So go ahead, Squeak.
And how much of the toy sales, let's be honest, was because of King Kong's name rather than this movie? Like, let's be honest. How much of it was like, dude, a King Kong toy? Oh, I remember that movie back in the 70s. I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, how much of it was just King Kong versus this movie selling those toys?
With karate chop and death grip girl action.
Swinging action, yeah.
Yeah, with that way it grabs the T-Rex jaw toy. Like, wow, that's intense.
It grabs the T-Rex by its jaw, or else it gets the hose again.
It gets the hose, the blonde ones.
Mm-hmm. ZVR's with everybody saying it does choke him out. That's fair. I mean, get it. It's emotional. And I think this is it's just yeah, I don't know.
The advancement for this movie was the facial thing with Kong, because you saw all that emotion. Whereas in the 70s and the early 80s, you had this weird mechanical, like googly eyed freaking Kong that was like like a damn gremlin. But you had that look. I mean, you can look up and see Pops's icon, that facial expressions, the anger and the sadness and the confusion. When he's sitting there watching the sun, that's a beautiful scene. When he's sitting there with Beauty watching the sun. The only problem is she just got thrown in the mud, thrown through all this stuff, all these trees, had all this shit on her just like 5 seconds before that. And then Kong gets her up to that mountain and there is nothing on her at all.
Yeah.
No muddy clothes, no muddy face, no dirt. Her hair's perfect. And you're just like, guys, this is not cool. Just because you're recording on a green screen.
Movie, he cleans and caresses her. It's like he's like literally more like falling in love with her. Like it's definitely more intense and clear. That's what's happening. In this one, it's a different type of affection. That's just look past all that. You want to score this movie?
Oh, I give it one banana out of a bunch of bananas, and I don't like bananas.
Just for any of you at home, I think this is the first banana scale we've had from SQUEEKA.
Snorty started it. Grand Pippy Burberry started. He gave it 2 bananas. It had some moment, like I see how the CGI for 2005, like you said, with the facial expressions, some of the panorama shots, even some of the shots with the movements of the dinosaurs and things like that. Like for 2005, I'm sure it was spectacular, and there's some small blips of movie where it kind of gets you and you're like, oh, you're a tiny bit hopeful, like when they do the old switcheroo part at the theater where it's showing Ann's character and then it shows them talking about Kong and then it shows Ann and you think she's there and then they pull up this not Ann and it's like, oh, all right, I didn't see that coming. It has some teeny tiny little blips of moments, but in a 3-hour movie you get like 2. And it's or like when the scary little kid comes out of the village and she's pointing and you're like, ooh, oh, a Hershey bar. Okay, good, we good. I'm glad I have it in my repertoire now. Like I can say I've seen it and I understand the ride that I rode at Universal a little more. But at the same time, I would have rather spent 3 hours watching Lord of the Rings or even Meet the Feebles at this point. Like I just really, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'd score the ride better than the movie.
Oh, the ride was way better.
Ride scores way more than the movie. And DVR's loving on the movie compared to us.
Oh,
He's loving on the movie more than us, and I gave it a 6 out of 10. So yeah, not so far off the rest of us, and that's kind of like it just shows this movie has been on the needs to be on the not age well list. It's a
I
little
don't even
hard to
see
kind of
how.
get the perspective 20 years later, but
How did
there
you
you go,
sit for
folks.
3 hours in a movie watching something so disjointed and so weird? There's so many points that it pulls you out of the movie itself. Like Titanic was a better epic, in my opinion, than this movie, simply because at least it had cohesion.
Just point.
Yeah,
It's a fair point.
yeah, it's fair. Like I said, there's multiple movies here just kind of laid on each other. We could do a 2-hour cut of this movie in all sorts of different ways and different versions. It's really, there's just so much extra stuff. So, well, I've given the Kaijune a chance. I enjoy Clash of Titans more than this, so we did our part. We
There was no
contributed to the
Mothra.
Kaijune universe.
We needed more Mothra. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring Godzilla and Mothra more into it would have been great. So,
Maybe next year we should go back and rewatch the '78 movie.
the '76 movie.
Yeah.
Man, I
We'll
saw
do more
that
about
movie in theaters when I was 47 years old.
Mm.
I don't know if
We'll
I'll
do
watch that movie again.
I think we'll do a Godzilla movie next year. I don't think we can do King. I don't know that I want to sit through Kong 76 again. It doesn't hold up too great either. Just to be honest. So look, I get it. Loki's right. Like they do all these weird googly, but it was just 1970s, pre-Star Wars. Rick Baker's trying to come up with mechanics and a suit, and for its time, he was really doing some pretty creative stuff, but doesn't age well, doesn't hold up well at all, and it definitely feels creepier than this one even does. Like it's a different kind of Kong loving the girl thing.
Well, and he's got a chick. He's got a female ape at home. So that throws it up even more. He's got a female ape at home and a baby. I don't even want to hear any of that. He's got a chick, and it's like, oh well, he's gonna run off with the blonde because she's blonde.
That was
so
all
he's just gonna
retconned,
forget
actually.
Mrs. I know, but still,
I'm not doing that. I'm not even acknowledging this. By the way,
Mrs.
just so you know,
Kong.
Squeeka, this ridiculous sequel, Son of Kong nonsense. I just forget. I don't even. I'm not even acknowledging this crap exists. Loki's just trolling me. For those of you out there that knows, I'm not even. So if Ironcaster,
All right,
if you think I'm not going to watch King Kong,
how about a
there's
compromise,
zero
Pops?
chance I'm watching that other nonsense.
Squeeka, they strafe Kong with these Apache helicopters, right? And at the end of the movie, he's laying on the street and he's got holes all throughout his body, just huge pop marks where they just took chunks out of him. And then they're like, we're going to make a sequel. And then they're like, he didn't die. We're going to put a house-sized pacemaker into Kong, an artificial heart the size of a house, and get his blood pumping again. And I shit you not, they bring him back.
It's insane, and it's so stupid. The only thing in that movie that's worth note is Linda Hamilton's in it.
Linda
Just so we're
Hamilton.
clear, like that's it. There's nothing. Don't even bother. Look at a couple photos and call yourself good enough. Don't waste your
I'll
time.
just
It's another
Google
over an
Linda
hour and a
Hamilton
half
and
of
I'm good
life
with
you
that.
can't get back.
So, Pops, how about a
called
compromise
King Kong Live.
for next year?
No, we're not. We're ignoring you. We're gonna put you on timeout. You don't behave.
The only
We'll go to
King
the
Kong thing
60s.
I like is like there's a board game I think called King of New York or King of Tokyo or something that I think has a Kong like thing in it. That's the only that I'll stick with my board game.
It's a good game. No, I was going to recommend. I was going to suggest the '60s
Thank you.
King Kong versus Godzilla.
He's brushing his teeth with a giant tree, dude. He's like, eat your veggies, bitch.
Those are not my favorites, so we'll see.
Oh,
We'll see.
but it's fun.
Let's
And it was-
plug everything.
It was the Titanic colossal battle that everyone was dying to see.
Oh, it's hard to watch though. It's hard to
No.
watch. I don't know.
I'm down with more Godzilla.
I want to show Squeaka some good stuff. We have to reset the bar with a bad one like this.
We get
It's
to have the tail
not
slide.
aged well, but at least she has some perspective. And I will admit, motion capture, it's fine. It's not the CGI motion capture is usually the issue. It's the other CGI is the issue. So, Loki, catch everybody up on what's going on. I know we're Taco Tuesday and Wednesday, and what's going on, man? What's the new schedule?
Oh, we've got new schedule is I should be live at 7, but I'm not like 100% sure about that today. So I should be live at 7. I may not be. We definitely have YouTube talk tomorrow. If if we do Taco Tuesday tonight, it will be about lighting your hair on fire because the legacy media said so. It will be pretty much a God. Why do people still listen to mainstream media news?
BRB, gotta get matches.
Just gotta get matches.
I gotta
To
get
my hair fire, panicking.
Loki said,
Light the fires. Light the fires.
And we've got some lawsuits we're going to talk about tomorrow for YouTube Talk and an update on the YouTube killer. I'm a YouTube killer. I shot somebody. Da, 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 da. Yes, you heard me right. Manny has been charged with murder. I think he got first degree murder. He's been charged with first degree murder. They're going to try him in Las Vegas for the killing of Vinny the Legend, another YouTuber. So now we've got YouTubers with beef shooting each other in the streets over YouTube drama. So we're going to give you an update on that. And we're going to talk about this lawsuit that's going on with copyright. Because, don't be stealing other people's shit. Loki's been telling you all these years, you want to stream snipe, go ahead, but you pay the consequences. Well, now some people are getting sued.
well, there goes the plans for my channel. Man, what a buzzkill.
We always thought that was going to be we initially thought that was the reused content stuff, was that kind of stuff, and then it become, well, no, that's taking Hollywood stuff and not really changing it enough, and now it's like a different version, so it's not going to end. It's just a constant struggle and battle for sure.
This was a case of people directly saying they were trying.
I understand there's people, especially Twitch, they just would let people stream just other people's shows just for hours on end with nothing. So yeah. IRONCASTER schedule, what's going on? You gonna be on T-shirt in a little bit?
Theoretically, let me see how the weather holds up, because we should be expecting some storms through today. But at the very least, nothing else. Yesterday we had a little bit of a hectic show for Mech Pit Chat, where we kind of did a little bit of a similar topic to Loki. I chose to kind of talk about enjoying your hobbies in the face of the chaos of the world. I have so many minis I need to paint.
Oh yeah. Show your stuff. Show your wares.
I do secretly miss painting minis. I miss
man and his toys.
Yeah, I got paint little plastic soldiers.
Oh, see, I only did the metal ones.
All right, Squeak. Oh yeah. You gonna be doing a kill some zombies, something? We got anything coming up?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It all depends on Beard's schedule. He's the one that kind of is in charge of zombies. I mean, we play a lot on the side. They've released a new version 2.0 is out, the beta. It'll release fully on the 30th, so it's a bunch of new stuff that we've been kind of going through. But we play on the side, but we just haven't streamed any of it. Other than that, I just kind of hang out here.
All right. Next week,
my threat still holds. One of these days, I will jump into Loki's Friday show, but I gotta wait
go
until
ahead.
I don't say it, and then I gotta do it. And just I don't know. Y'all get pretty wild on Friday nights. I don't know if I can handle all that. I'm too old for that shenanigans.
Well, also you got to worry about Machini coming in, because when Machini comes in, the panties drop.
I'd have to. Never mind.
Shenanigans are afoot.
Yeah.
IRONCASTER recommended next week to do. I will not be here. He recommended going and carrying on without me and doing Team America. Loki, what do you think? Team America. All right. Thumbs up for old Squeeka. See what that does for her
I hated that
movie watch experience.
Oh no.
It'll be a 4th of July movie, and it's the week of, so it seemed like the perfect film to pick.
Oh God, is next Tuesday 4th of July?
I think it's next Friday.
July 1st.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, all July 1st. So I will be celebrating the birthday. Be off doing that shenanigans.
The wee little shenanigans.
I'll be busy washing my hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find me an ape. That's what I'm gonna do.
But folks, listen. Thanks for hanging out with us. I wish I could tell you listen, I enjoyed a couple moments of this movie. I had a good time with pieces of it. Wish it was about 2 hours long and not 3 hours and God knows how long. wish I could recast a couple pieces and get that much money to get a different version. Maybe I could just use AI someday and legally just change a bunch of pieces, and I think I'd be all right. I think we just get, because what's going to come? What's going to come in like 20 years? So it'll just be a different version of this.
Well, if you wait a little shorter, King Kong will fall into public domain here in the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, King Kong will be in public domain very, very soon. Yeah, very true. But folks, listen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys are amazing in chat. Appreciate you. So many great comments and people that are here. Everybody here on the panel, thank you so much. I love what you guys do and being with us and make this family experience. Thank you, SQUEEKA, for your generosity. Appreciate that so much. And love doing the Tuesday thing, man. It's going to be weird not having it next week, but I'll be busy. Then we'll be back and we'll be doing some Sandler stuff when we come back. July 8th, Happy Gilmore kicks off some Sandler summertime. We get a couple weeks of Adam Sandler, so
I'm so excited.
And we'll get some laughs out of SQUEEKA.
It better be
I
fun.
think Happy Gilmore's up front, and then we'll just kind of touch on Billy Madison and Waterboy. I don't think we ever decided one, so I think we can handle both. They're both like 90 minutes. It's not like they're long, and they're both like him being retarded. So I think
Mr. Penguin. Nudie Magazine Day.
Isn't there? Y'all showed me like the shampoo. Is there a shampoo scene?
Shampoo is better.
Yes.
I go on and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I make the hair silky and
completely crazy.
Really, Bull, really. Stop looking at me, Swan.
So we'll be doing that in July.
Gilmore
Make sure you check back for all that kind of stuff. All right, folks, listen, you guys take care. Talk hard, be blessed. Until next time, I am Pops. We'll see you there.
Bob Ross, you'll never see me tripping. Got the vision, I don't even need assistance. Bob Ross.
Kong, the eighth wonder of the world. Just like in the movie, now he's yours. King Kong. Enter the jungle of Skull Island, where you swing Kong into action and help him battle the jaw-chomping, tail-whipping, and claw-pinching creatures. But Kong's mighty strength and powerful grip shows them all why he's the king. King Kong and his world is now playing in your world. King Kong, gripping action figures, Skull Island playset, and additional figures, each sold separately.